XML, how we will be passing the data from the report to XCelsius and building on it. Now to get to this point where you see the data, the key to design a good XCelsius chart, whatever you want to present in the rest of the portion of the report, it doesn't matter, but the data which you need for XCelsius, first you should try to build that layout in your crystal report the way you want to see it in the Excel, how you will be getting it into XCelsius. So if you notice, we just have purely the data which we would need for the XCelsius to design this report. So once we have this, we will export this report into Excel data only format so that we know how to basically we want to know how the structure looks into XCelsius, and then we will create that combination chart in XCelsius. We'll go through that process now. So let me export this as a sales report.xls, overriding this file, and says yes, and then I'll go back and open XCelsius. Then we go to data, import. It just warns you about that, and then we open that Excel file. So when you do this, we know exactly that we will be able to send the data to XCelsius in this format. So XCelsius will be looking for this particular format. We can change the formatting and some of the things in the Excel once we know the core data which would be sent through crystal reports to XCelsius. So we have a month and year, and then number of customers and order amount up here. So we will include a combination chart. So I'll go into the components chart, then I'll choose a combination chart and place it on the canvas. There are different options in XCelsius which you can play around even before coming to this point, where you will set your document properties on the size which you want to have this XCelsius chart and those kind of stuff. Plus you can have the grid open on your XCelsius designer in the preferences. You can have this, you can choose the grid, show grid, and snap to grid options on. That will give you this highlighted horizontal and vertical lines, and you can play around with the grid size. So if that's too big, then we can customize the grid size to say 20. That will give us more squares and to play around into the grid. So once we have this combination chart, first I will give the title of the chart, say sales, so monthly sales, and no subtitle to this, or rather, okay, and then we'll put it as by series and add the first series, which I want it to be the order amount, and the values I'll choose OK, and then category labels. These ones, and then I'll include a secondary axis which I'll say as the customers, and I'll make it as secondary axis, and the values I'll choose it up from here. So that gives us the basic combination chart, and now we will be able to play around into its formatting by going into different tabs up here in the properties. So once I have this, I can go to drill down. I don't want any drill down on this one. Behavior I can change, ignore in series and in values. We'll come back to this what it does. Dynamic visibility is one thing option where we show the major text. Marker size you can maybe keep it at 25 on the column chart, and then here make it to maybe 5 or 10. Change it to this. Line thickness to 2. So we are saving this as the sales report.xlf. Plus it say yes. Okay, now one portion of designing this XCelsius chart is over. So if you go into preview, you will be able to see that XCelsius chart over here with its nice hovering over features. We will be again modifying this chart to further have the slider and the menu and all the stuff, but for now we'll see how this XCelsius chart can be integrated with Crystal, and based on the month and year data what you're seeing on the Crystal report reflects on your XCelsius chart when it's integrated in your uh, Crystal reports. So for that, first we have to do the work on Crystal report side, where what we'll do is first build an XCelsius XML header. So first we are saying how an XML is used to send the interactive real-time data from the Crystal to XCelsius and how it looks on the Crystal reports then. So for that, what we have done is in the report header, I have this formula build XCelsius header. So what this doing is just we are declaring a string variable XCelsius string, and to this we are hard coding the page header labels which we have month, year, number of customers and order amount. So this will go back and fit into XCelsius portion of your top row here. So this is what it's doing in the header. So first we are building the header in the report header of the Crystal report. Now second thing we are doing is, since we have this data on the groups, we are building the XCelsius string in a group header. So if you notice this XCelsius string, it's concatenating to what we have built in the header with the actual data. So here we are giving the group name, which will pick up the actual month's name what are being shown in the Crystal, and then this one will pick us the order IDs sum count, and then this will pick up the order amount sum. So if we go to the preview and look at this, so this is our first formula. Let me zoom it to see it a little more clear. So this one is the formula which is building the header, and then on each row it keeps on concatenating the data. So first column is built here, where we have 2001 December 2001, column choose which is the count of the customer ID, and then basically the order amount. So it keeps on concatenating those, and then in the group footer area in the display XCelsius string, so here we are closing that with the two XML data XCelsius string. So if you look at the preview now on our last page here, so this will close the data tag of the XML. So this is the one we'll be sending to the XCelsius. So let's see now how that's built into XCelsius first, and then how we'll be integrating it in the crystal. So we know that our formula we have used in our all of these formulas to display is our XCelsius string. So this is the exact name case sensitive you would need in your XCelsius to communicate that that portion is coming from the crystal. So we'll go to data connections and we'll add a connection here. We'll add flash variable. Here the name we'll give it as XCelsius string XML. Ranges we give the name as XCelsius string here, and the range we will define here what XML is basically sending. So XML will be loading this entire portion starting from here A1 to C14. So we'll include all this in our XML string, saying that it will come from the XCelsius string up here. We'll close it. We will save the XLF, and then we will generate the flash sales report Swift file. We're saving it. So the Swift, once the Swift is generated, we'll come back to our crystal report and say I want this this flash chart on the next page in my report footer. So I'll have a new page, paging break, new page after on my group footer, and then I'll come back and insert that Swift file we just generated. Actually, it's in my documents. Libraries, documents, embed into here. Let me try to make the landscape just to make sure I don't want to change that there. So made it as landscape. Now this chart is up here in crystal, so I will go into flash data expert and I will say the flash variable name here, and I will type the XCelsius string, and the value will come from display XCelsius string. So once this is done, so our all interactive is also built now. So now when I refresh this report and run this report, oops, let me remove this page break which I got this in the group footer. And insert a report footer instead, and then have a new page after on this one. So if you notice on the second page, it's starting from December 2001 to December 2002, and then our data will be matching what we see up here. To just give a brief example, so if you notice we have December 2001, whatever data you see up here in the crystal report will reflect on your XCelsius